Running backroads of America and live from the G&D Show studios, this is your Ghostman and Demon Hunter Show.
Doesn't that sound exciting to you?
Hey, welcome back, Shadow Nation, to the one, the only, mystifying Oracle Radio. Your Ghostman and Demon Hunter Show. Demon Hunter!
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here on the other side. I'm right here.
You're ready for me. Special thanks to all our homes, all our sponsors, Stitcher Smart Radio, Planet Paranormal, Action Audio Apps. Hey! Are you guys listening? Because they want to know, don't they, Nathan?
I think they do.
I think they do. So check them out, guys, at actionaudioapps.com. The SYL Project. Share some love. Give some love today, guys. The SYLproject.com helps a lot of people. 102.7 FM, The Hog. Paranormal 8.
Eh?
Our buddies in Canada. Thanks, guys, for being so very, very cool. Yeah.
They're Canadians. They can't help but be cool. It's cold up there.
Canadians are cool. That's what we had. We had Tom Braidwood on last week from The X-Files. Frohickey. We asked him. Nathan called him an illegal.
No. I just said
Yeah,
everybody's complaining. I hear all these complaints about people coming over the border from the south to steal American jobs, where I said all the Canadians are coming down from the north to steal all our acting jobs.
Frohickey got a kick out of that. He did. When he got off, he was probably like, because we told him, we said, we got some X-Files guys coming on. And he probably said, oh, that's terrific. And got off and said, don't go on there. They hate Canadians. And we do not hate Canadians, guys. Just want to say that. Go ahead, Nathan.
We
Tell
just
him.
want you to stop stealing our jobs.
Yeah. Tell him we love Canada. We were big in Canada.
Huge in Canada.
Huge Canadian buffs. They loved it.
They still play our stuff all the time in Canada.
Yeah, say it loud and proud, brother. Anyway, guys, welcome back. Like I said before, this is the Mystifying Oracle Radio. If you don't know what that means, stick around. Award-winning 9-year running show. I said award-winning and 9-year running show.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, so Shadow Nation, that's our listeners around the world, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. Got a lot of stuff going on out there. We got a lot of topics to talk about. But first, I wanted to jump into early autumn here in beautiful Indiana.
How does it make you feel, Sean?
I feel good. We've had the, show of hands, Shadow Nation. How many of you that live in the Midwest or somewhere where you actually have seasonal change, how many of you this weekend had your windows open? Show of hands. I see you. See the girl in the front row. I see you. I see you, sir. See you, ma'am. Thanks, guys, for playing. I'm just kidding. I don't see you. We don't see you guys because we're on the radio. Oh,
what did it put you in a mind for, Sean?
Halloween.
It did.
And beer.
I thought.
You party?
You're gonna have a party?
Yes, I do party. We love you long time. But no, it put me in the mood for beer. So what better place to go besides Irish Fest to go for beer?
Well, it's almost October.
So Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest. That's where we go for the October beers.
Yeah, I went yesterday. Had a great time. Had about 6 or 7 of the old German Oktoberfest. Not Sam Adams, which I do prefer, actually.
I actually enjoy Sam Adams Oktoberfest. However, I've got to say, there are some really good German beer Oktoberfests out there, Sean.
We'll see.
Spaten.
Yeah,
Spaten is the one you want.
You're going to be the downfall of our country, sir. All of you who go outside the nation to drink beer are helping other countries overtake. Isn't that the same with cars? Buy American!
Importing
traders
things made by other countries is not the downfall of our country.
It's a downfall.
Having our companies make things in other countries and import them back into the country is the downfall of our country.
Right. I heard some places overseas, the American Budweiser is actually top shelf beer.
Oh, my God.
That's what I heard, man.
I actually, we spoke last week about the Renaissance Fair.
Yes.
And I went to the Renaissance Fair this year.
Oh, very good. Yeah. Was that was a month-long deal, right? They sleep out there and sword fight. And
I went yesterday.
Yeah.
And I went last week. We did it on Sunday. I went on Monday.
Right.
Because it was Labor Day.
Yeah.
And I had friends there who run the Viking booth.
Okay.
And a few of them are from Scandinavia.
Oh, okay. Very good.
One of the guys was standing there and he said, "Yeah, I was asking my friends here in America, what's the worst beer in America?" And they said Bud Light.
Okay.
And so I tried it, and I think they all took picture of me and are going to use it for meme on internet.
Yeah. Well, it is terrible beer.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it's awful.
Now, mind you, if I've got only $6 in my pocket and I really want beer, I have a choice of buying, one bottle of decent beer or a 6-pack of Bud. I might buy it if I'm desperate, but I mean, I think that I think we're beyond that point, Sean. I think we're too old for that.
Yeah, I think so. What, for too old for good beer?
Too old for Bud Light.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely, hey, we're having a college party. Get a case of Natty Light on your way. Remember Natural Light? Did you ever try
now,
that?
mind you, sir,
Yeah.
I will still open a Pabst Blue Ribbon every now and then.
That's not that bad.
No, I kind of like Pabst Blue Ribbon from time to time.
Yeah, it's not bad. And if you put bubble gum in your mouth, like flavored bubble gum, like Hubba Bubba or something, it makes it so much better. But I heard, now I don't know if this is true, but I heard if you have to add things to your beer to enjoy it, it's probably not a good beer. Like bubble gum.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah, probably. I would probably agree with that.
I would have to agree with that. Anyway, there's a lot going on. We're getting ready for the Burris Bash 2015. For you guys that don't know, we throw a huge party every year.
Why can't you throw the Burris Bash over here on the East Coast?
Well, it's just I don't live there, or I would. I would.
You just make it so difficult for me, man.
I know it. But we actually got the haunted house. We make a haunted house front. When people come in, we put the keg witch in there. It's a witch. And every time you go get a beer, she goes. And so we got the haunted house made. Go through a lot of trouble. I got to make the stage out back because we got some great guests coming by. One of the guests we had on here, Nathan, is doing the main act at the Burris Bash this year.
And who would that be, Sean?
Reed and Ashton Masterson of ImpossibleMagic.com. Or .net, one of the two. .com, I think. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I think I've heard of him. Wait,
Yeah.
I heard about him on the GhostMan&Demon Hunter show.
Actually, Lance Burton, guest we had a couple weeks ago, is going to be performing.
He's going to be performing at your party? I'll be there.
Yes, if Lance will be here. No, I don't think he'll stop by. Maybe Fro
He was
Hickey.
invited. He probably won't stop by.
Yeah. Maybe,
It's a big night for Lance.
Maybe, yeah, it is.
He's got to re-sign that contract with the devil that all magicians have to sign.
Hey, his movie's getting ready to come out.
Isn't it out this month?
Billy Toppett, Master Magician, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's due out this month. It's going to be at the Palms in Las Vegas, right? So
Vegas, baby.
yeah, if you guys missed the Lance Burton, it was about 2 weeks ago. Last couple shows have been great. X-Files, Fro Hickey, and Lance Burton was on the week before that. But before we get into all that, Demon Hunter, you know what time it is.
What time is it, sir?
Shadow Nation, it's time for tonight's guest. That's right. Tonight's guest. Tonight's guest! I said it 3 times. Yeah, I did. Patrick H.T. Doyle is going to be in studio, guys. He's an author, adventurer, and the star of the old Sci-Fi Channel's GhostMan, and soon-to-be star of the upcoming, coming this month, actually, Behind the Screams. That's right, guys.
And he's tonight's guest?
Yeah, he's tonight's guest. Yeah.
That's
Tonight's
fine.
guest. It's coming out, I believe,
6.
September 26th, guys, Behind the Screams. So tonight, Demon Hunter and myself, Ghostman, go behind the screams.
We're going behind the screen.
We're going to go behind
We're
the
going to
screams.
the back of the throat. Oh, wait, that just sounds wrong.
Oh, that's terrible. Anyway, guys, tonight's guest, Patrick Beefcake. Patrick H.T. Doyle. He's put on some muscle, man. Have you seen him lately?
I have not.
I think it's steroids. I think he's hitting the roids out on the road. Anyway, Patrick H.T. Doyle,
The comments
author,
of Sean Burris do not represent those.
author, star of the Sci-Fi Channel's Ghost Mine, soon to be the next star of the greatest. I'm sure it's going to be a great series coming this month.
Is it a series or is it a set of specials?
Behind the Screams.
We'll have
I'm
to
not
ask him.
sure. I'm not sure. We're going to have to ask him about it. That's it, guys. He's going to be
That's
in the
it?
studio. He's going to be rocking it out. Yo.
Did I disturb you enough times during your introduction there?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Hey, I'm doing my best.
I kept saying, tonight's guest! Tonight's guest!
Yeah, we might party. How much? $15?
$15 tubuku.
Tubuku.
Tubuku. What
My
movie is
mom
that?
only gives me $5.
Yeah,
Okay.
$5. Anyway, so what else is going on in your neck of the woods? I've talked about it out here. We built the 7-foot-tall pumpkin man for the party.
I saw that.
Yeah. We've had Manny Souza. He came on the show from American Scream Guys. If you didn't see it, it was a couple years back. It came out on the Chiller Network. And we've had Victor Barreto and Manny. And he gave me 2 thumbs up on building my pumpkin man.
I have to give you the same amount of thumbs. If I had
Thank
3
you.
thumbs, I'd give you 3 thumbs up there, Sean.
That'd be great. I worked very hard on
I'm a 2-thumb individual.
Hey, you know what? 40 myths we believe now due to tiny mistakes years ago. Huh?
Huh?
I can't go over the 40 myths, right?
No. Let's. You know what you can do? I won't disturb you.
You will. No. Don't you
No,
be
I
setting
won't.
back.
Just read off the.
Be setting back.
If you read off like the top. The 10 through 5. Read off 10 through 5, and then we'll start discussing the bottom 5.
How about 40 through 35? Because it starts.
All right,
at
do
40.
whatever you want there. I'll go with you.
Here's the first one I want to talk about. Everybody always talks about George Washington. It's kind of spooky actually. They had the Washingtonians. Remember that old show, Masters of Horror?
Yes.
Master of Horrors. And they had a whole thing about George Washington, and the people moved into the house, and there was these Washingtonians that would show up, and they had wigs on and everything, and this guy had a letter from George Washington. They wanted it, but he wouldn't go. But these were cannibals because they actually said that George Washington was a cannibal.
Yeah, don't believe that.
That's what they said because the winter got cold. How did they decide? How did the guys live out there? But they did. Anyway.
Hey, Washington was the general of all the people who could still. I grew up. My mother used to live in the village where Washington stayed in New Jersey when during the Revolutionary War, the Waterloo Village.
Yeah, absolutely.
My mother grew up in Waterloo Village in one of the houses where the troops stayed.
Oh man, how cool is that?
And, they're nice houses. Now, mind you, a quarter of a mile away is a giant field where all the soldiers were in tents, but Washington and, the officers were in houses. They were warm. They were well-fed.
Yeah.
It was the troops that were low on food.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. And that's why Washington was well-fed. He ate his troops. But I'm just kidding, guys. I don't know. So let's ask these guys. By now, you should know, Nathan, Shadow Nation, that we at Cracked have trouble swallowing. What? By now, you should know that we at Cracked have trouble swallowing the information that's been passed down to us throughout the years. That's why we ask our readers to take some of the most reputed facts that we like to share with each other and debunk them. The winners are below. Are you ready for them?
I'm ready.
Yeah, anyway. George Washington's wooden teeth. Yeah.
Okay.
The original George W. did wear dentures, but they were never made of wood.
Really?
Yes, sir. Some of his dentures were made of, hippopotamus ivory.
Well, he was a well-off plantation owner.
Which stains easily and has a grain, so they probably look like wood to the casual observer, thus leading to the myth, which many of us were taught in school as fact. Wow.
Didn't he break walnuts in his teeth, too? Wasn't that one of the things we were told? That he used to crack walnuts in his teeth?
That's what I heard. If it's ivory.
Yeah.
From a hippopotamus.
Hippopotami.
Yeah.
Now, isn't that supposed to be an aphrodisiac, too?
I don't know. Hey, ever wondered, this is number 39, ever wondered what would happen if you drop a penny off the Empire State Building and it hits someone?
It would split them in half. No, it probably would just bounce off their head.
Well, that's what I always heard. It was like a bullet, So anyway, pennies only weigh about a gram and they tumble as they fall. so the air resistance is significant. If it reaches its terminal velocity, it would be falling at about 100 miles per hour. So when it finally hit you on the head with about 1 foot-pound of energy, it would hurt a little, but you would quickly forget about it. See, I always heard it.
I kind of think it'd be like getting hit on the head by like an acorn from a tall tree.
Well, it'd be one heck of a tree, Empire State Building.
Well, yeah, but like they said, it's pennies are flat, so they catch a lot of air falling.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Anyway, number 38, you don't have to take flake every time. Flack. I'm sorry, flake. There's no E there, guys.
You're a flake.
You don't have to take flack every time you refer to Frankenstein's creation as simply Frankenstein. In the novel, the creature has not been given a name. Mm-hmm. But in his own existential musings, in chapter 16, he realizes that from your papers that you, Dr. Frankenstein, were my father, my creator, and to whom could I apply with more fitness than to him who had given me life? So there you go, guys. Frankenstein, we made that up.
We did.
That was the doctor's name. The monster's just the monster. Yeah, you're welcome, world. Anyway, number 37, sleeping after receiving a concussion. You ready for this?
Yes, sir, I am.
What does people always say after you get hit in the head really hard? What do they say, Nathan, while you're scratching yourself there?
I was opening a window just outside the studio to let some air in here.
No, well, I don't have windows.
All of a sudden, it got really hot in here.
Hot flashes.
I'm having menopause.
That's number 32, hot flashes. Totally bogus. Okay. Sleeping after receiving concussion.
I've fallen asleep after several concussions, and it never hurt me.
Yeah. A couple men. I woke up in the gas station bathroom. A couple truck drivers standing around me. I don't know what happened.
I think they were giving me mouth to mouth. At least it was mouth to something.
That's terrible. Sleeping after receiving concussion will not necessarily result in a coma. It's actually recommended by doctors to heal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Slipping into a coma by sleeping only happens if you have a serious concussion that resulted in a intracranial hemorrhaging. Bleeding inside the skull.
Isn't that what a concussion is? Intracranial hemorrhaging? I
guess not all. The violent shaking of the brain, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Concussion is a bruising of the brain, so...
Well, technically, you don't know if your brain is bruising from the concussion, so you just, say don't fall asleep.
Yeah.
Here we go. Number 36. In 1919, a 2-year-old child died after poisoning, and it was rumored that the cause was poinsettia leaf. That rumor was never substantiated. To this day, people still believe that poinsettias are poisonous. They're not.
Yeah, my mom never let us keep them in the house.
Yeah, well, just last year, we had some here, and Stacy the wife didn't want the cat to eat them. She said it's poisonous.
Yeah.
They're not, people. Number 35, did you hear about this ridiculous, greedy woman who spilled hot coffee on herself and sued McDonald's for millions?
I heard it was $1 million, yeah.
Yeah. Said millions. Anyway, the media conveniently left out that the coffee was almost 200 degrees Fahrenheit and gave the old woman third-degree burns all over her thighs and butt. She was in the hospital for weeks and had to have skin grafts, but couldn't afford the medical bills. Oh, man, we made fun of her on this show.
I think we did. $10 million!
10 million. Sorry, lady. Sorry. 200 degrees Fahrenheit, a cup of coffee? Wouldn't that melt the styrofoam?
You would think.
Come
that
on.
had to be an error with the machine itself.
Well, I would hope so. You can't even get tiny little Bobby to do his job in there and get your fries in the sack. So I doubt he took extra time to heat your coffee.
That's water boils at 312 Fahrenheit?
Yeah. Thomas beat, I think so. I don't know. Have to ask Shadow Nation. Get in our Twitter account. Get on Twitter, Facebook.
Go to the tweeter.
Let us know what the boiling temperature is on a liquid. Any kind of liquid.
I haven't had to look that up in a long, long time, so I'm thinking 312.
Well, I'm doing the talking now, so you could look it up.
Go ahead.
Let me hear your fingers typing. That's right. Boiling point of water. Oh, that's a bogus type. Anyway, number 34, Thomas Beatty. Remember this name?
No.
Beatty, the world's first pregnant man.
Oh, not really a man.
Yeah.
Well, a man, but if you have the inside parts, I mean, how can you compete with that?
He was actually born a woman.
Yeah.
Says sorry to let you down. Number 33, medieval Europeans.
European.
Let's say Europeans.
What are you doing in that bathroom? European.
I'm a European. Did not believe the world was flat. Wow. This is a brain crusher here. Medieval Europeans did not believe the world was flat. This idea was eliminated in ancient Greece and not forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
Well, I mean, you go back centuries. You have Aryabhata.
I love how I read these facts and you go, uh-huh, like you know these. I'm going to stop giving you uh-huh. That's like that kid from Little Rascals. When I don't know
them, I tell you, I didn't remember the first pregnant man.
Remember Little Rascals? Hey, uh-huh, what do you think? Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Number 32, contrary to popular belief, handling a baby bird won't make its parents reject it due to the smell of human. Yeah, most birds can barely smell. Huh?
Do you want me to say uh-huh? I don't know what you want me to say here.
So what do you think about that? Uh-huh.
Birds are my hobby. So what do you want me to say here?
Yeah, but you like to spy on them. You don't know. You look at
no. If a baby bird, if it falls out of the nest and you put it back in the nest, the parents aren't going to reject it. That's but don't pick it up and take it home and
Tweety bud.
Anyway. They have to be fed, you know. It's
right. Number 31. Chameleons change color to blend into their environment. Is this true or not?
I would assume so.
Actually, no, they don't. Yeah,
lizards. I don't know.
See, chameleons change color based on their mood or to send signals, whether to be aggressive or not, or territorial, or just to show off in a mating display.
So why do they turn like the same color as leaves?
It says we just typically associate color changes with camouflage. Since multiple animals do it. Yes, they're nature's mood rings, in fact.
So the predator wasn't actually invisible. He was just in a good mood.
That's right. Okay. That's right. That's how the predator talked, remember? You remember that. Number 30, guys. Thanks to this Shakespeare. You'll like this one. Thanks to this Shakespeare-hating douche, like Nathan, he says Shakespeare wasn't real. Thanks to this Shakespeare-hating douche wanting English to be more like Latin, he decided to make a rule that sentences should never end in a preposition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In reality, prepositions are perfectly acceptable words to end sentences with, and the name of the douche was John Dryden.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. End your sentence. Oh, see what you did? Use a preposition. You did. You used prepositions. You beat me to it. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you beat me to it. You're a sly dog. You're on it today. Anyway, let's do some more. They're kind of fun. Number 29, a cure to cancer. That's what it says, a cure to cancer. The myth that shark cartilage can not only be a healthy benefit, but a cure for cancer came from the misconception that sharks don't get cancer.
Do sharks get cancer?
It says no.
I don't think so.
However, in the past few years, it has been proven that sharks do get cancer. Oh,
really?
I'm sorry, guys. And their cartilage does little to nothing in the ways of treating cancer.
You know what? It always sounded like a pretty bogus thing to me, so.
Yeah. No. What, the sharks don't get cancer?
Yeah, because, I mean...
You curse all sharks.
I hate sharks, and I think that if anything deserves cancer, it's sharks. So,
we're going to get hit by PETA bad. You know that? Hit by PETA bad.
Who can I tick off tonight?
Yeah. Anyway, number 28, nutrition facts. You ready for this? It's going to blow your mind.
I'm ready. Remember, 3 years as a nutritionist assistant.
That's it. Sodium is not just table salt.
Okay.
Yeah. This is why Frosted Flakes, sodium, This is why Frosted Flakes, sodium 140 milligram, tastes nothing like Pringles, sodium 150 milligrams. These common ingredients are contributed to your sodium intake: baking soda, MSG, sodium nitrate, and many preservatives. Not a significant source of concern, since contrary to popular belief, it turns out that consuming reasonable amounts of sodium does not actually cause heart failure. These, however, do. Age, alcohol consumption. There you go, Nathan.
Oh, we're doomed.
Yeah. Inadequate levels of sodium intake. Inadequate levels of sodium intake. Stress, family history, and being fat. I'm sorry, obesity.
Well, when you're out in the desert and all you have is water, they give their soldiers salt tablets.
Yeah.
Because they need sodium, not just for a healthy heart, but to continue brain function.
It does, in fact, cause high blood pressure, though. Correct?
Well, yeah.
Well, there you go. Which can cause aneurysms, and you can die from it.
Well,
high blood pressure.
You could take a salt tablet now, and maybe have a aneurysm later, or you can not take one and die in the desert. Okay. Which do you choose?
I don't know. The tongue map, number 27. The tongue map shows us which parts of the tongue taste different flavors. Have you ever seen this?
They taught us this in grade school, and it didn't seem to make sense to me, but go ahead.
They taught you the tongue map?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. In grade school?
That's what I keep saying. I see kids in college now who are learning things in college that we were taught in grade school, so I don't get it.
That's amazing. I don't know. The tongue map shows us which parts of the tongue taste different flavors, salty, sour, etc. It is utter nonsense.
Yeah, like I said, it didn't make sense to me. It
says it started in 1942 when scientist Edwin Boring, Edwin Boring completely misinterpreted a paper written in 1901 by a German scientist D.P. Hannig, who only meant to say that some areas were slightly more sensitive, more sensitive than others. In spite of being thoroughly debunked, the map is still commonly taught today.
Now, I will say this.
Yeah.
Do you like sweet tarts, Sean?
You mean like Pop-Tart? I've never had a sweet
tarts.
I've never had one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes, I do. I do, actually.
You ever have a whole bag of them and you just sit there eating them and chewing them and all of a sudden the sides of your tongue are really sore?
Huh. Yeah.
You never had that happen?
No. Yeah, I have before. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd never thought I was tasting more of the sweet on the sides of my tongue, but they definitely were more sensitive to the sweet tarts. It's
yeah. I don't know.
I don't know why that is. It just kind of happened. It's probably a glandular thing, but
yeah. Here's number 26, guys. Something very interesting right now around the world. Something we're dealing with. The number 26, the Muslim faith, stuff like that. This clears up some stuff. It says jihad. Jihad does not mean holy war.
It doesn't.
No, sir. It says it is a deliberate mistranslation. A deliberate mistranslation. Jihad is actually a variation on the word struggle.
Ah.
That's what it says. Yeah.
Is it a holy struggle?
And I can't read the Harbu Magdala. It's an Arabic equivalent of holy war. It does not appear anywhere in the Quran, it says. Yeah, holy war is not in the Quran, is what it says. Jihad is believed to refer to the internal struggle of submission to God and being a person of virtue. I don't know. The things we learn, huh?
I guess.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? Tough times. Psychologically. I can't talk today. Psychologist B.F. Skinner did not raise his daughter, this is number 25, did not raise his daughter in an apparent conditioning chamber.
Okay.
Yeah. His air crib designed to keep baby safe and warm. Do you remember this?
No, I do not.
Yeah, there was something about this. Anyway, it had nothing to do with his Skinner box. The confusion started when the Ladies' Home Journal ran a piece on the air crib and named the article box Baby in a Box. I guess this guy had an ailing daughter, and he made a air-controlled air crib.
Baby in the box.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the Skinner box. It's two different types of boxes.
Okay.
Yeah, guy had anyway. Number 24, the term separation of church and state never appears in the Constitution or any amendments. The only mention of religion at all states that Congress shall neither restrict nor require any religion among the citizens.
That is correct, sir.
The idea of separation of church and state is from a letter written by Thomas Jefferson to a Baptist minister to quell his fears of a state religion of a different denomination.
And do you know where that Baptist minister was located?
Connecticut.
Danbury, Connecticut.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised they received correspondence.
It was a letter to a minister here in Danbury, Connecticut. to give him a sense of the new government would not invade church privacy. In fact, the churches would be free of taxes. The churches would be able to govern themselves, and there would be a separation of church and state. But it is in no way in the Constitution anywhere.
Yeah, anyway, did you know this? I'm going to skip ahead. Anyway, we know about this one right here. I'm going to read it.
You're just mad I knew that one.
Number 23. Although Americans celebrate July 4th, 1776 as an Independence Day, the Declaration of Independence was actually signed while the war against the British was still being fought.
I will admit I only know this from watching John Adams, the miniseries.
Yeah, I know. That's where I got. That's terrible. And I love my country. I love my country. America. I love my country. Not until the Treaty of Paris was signed on September 3rd, 1783, was the war officially over and America gained her independence.
Do you know what King George wrote in his diary on that day in 1783?
Oh, shit. No, what did he write?
He wrote, "Nothing important happened today."
Really? That's what he wrote?
Yep.
A little bitter, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, anyway, number 22. Toilets don't flush in the opposite direction in Australia, Nathan.
They don't?
No, this is what you was trying to feed everybody. They don't, Shadow Nation. Toilets do not flush in the opposite direction in Australia, while the Earth's rotation does affect the spin direction of large systems such as,
Cisterns?
Yeah, cisterns. I couldn't read it. The kangaroo picture is in the way. The spin direction of large cisterns such as hurricanes and jet stream toilets are too small to be affected.
Really?
That's it. You learned something new right there.
See, I thought they did because I watched it on The Simpsons.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Number 21. For 3 days after death, hair and fingernails continue to grow.
No.
Huh?
No.
But phone calls taper off.
Yes.
That's what Johnny Carson was quoted as saying. Phone calls, get it?
Yes.
Yeah, anyway. Well, actually, no. Production of new hair and nail cells requires a supply of glucose, which cuts off shortly after death. What the heck was that? Turn your cell phone off, master.
Oh, my wife is on a plane. I was waiting to hear if she got back safe.
That's so unprofessional. Worrying about your wife while we're on the air.
Hey, she went to Disney World without me, man.
Turn the phone off, see? Turn the phone off. Anyway, it's actually not true, guys, about the hair and fingernails continue to grow after death. Production of new hair and new cells require glucose, which cuts off shortly after death. The myth was perpetrated by the natural dehydration of the body after death, causing retraction of the skin around the hair and nails. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay, I'm going to read number 20, and I'm going to stop, guys.
Oh, come on. You got to read 5 through 1 at least.
5 through 1? Okay.
Yeah. I won't comment. You can just read them off.
Hold on. Let's do it. Now I got to find it. Do something. Sing or something.
La, la, la.
Now I scrolled all the way to the bottom and I get everything.
48 days till Halloween, Sean.
Are you ready for it?
48 days till Halloween. No, I'm not ready for it. Chrissy comes back from Disney World this week. Not that I'm bitter or anything that she went without me. She comes back from Disney World tonight, and we start decorating tomorrow.
Well, there you go. There you go. You know, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about how hard of work goes into this party every year. And I build all these designs, and people come by and they go, "Oh, that's great. Where's the beer?" So I don't know. Hey, let's do number 13.
So just make it BYOB. That's what I'm doing this year.
I'm doing that too. I'm buying a keg of beer, and the rest is BYOB. It's a G&D complimentary keg of beer. And guess what it is? Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Get the Yingling Oktoberfest. That was good this year.
America.
American
patriot Samuel Adams. Number 13, Charles Darwin. It's a big one. Charles Darwin. What's he famous for, Nathan?
Discovery of the islands that where all that stuff didn't happen. The animals didn't evolve the same way.
Oh my God.
Theory of evolution.
Charles Darwin never claimed that man evolved from apes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you asked me what he was famous for. You didn't tell me what he discovered.
Yeah, you're talking about islands and airplanes and what's next here. Anyway.
Well, he discovered. Well, he didn't discover them. That's that was wrong of me right there. He went and studied animals on, and I can't remember the name of the islands now. So
anyway, well, some island. Well, what was the name of the island that Gilligan was?
it was called Gilligan's Island.
Is it on the song? Yeah. Is it right?
Here on Gilligan's Isle.
Hear a tale. Yeah. Tell the faithful trip. In his book on the origin of species, Darwin wrote that he believed we shared a common ancestor and the differences evolved by a process of natural selection. Never said we descended from apes.
Agreed.
Anyway, number 12. Artists who depict God as looking human are misinterpreting what in God's image, Genesis 1:27, means.
I agree with that.
I don't know. It says Slam Demuth actually means something closer to having godlike attributes. Yeah, there you go.
I'd agree.
You would agree that God doesn't look like human.
I agree.
Well, there you go. Possibly. We may never know.
You may never know. You might not.
You'll write, though, right? Right?
Yes, I'll send you letters.
Yeah,
Sean, it's beautiful up here. How's it down there?
It's gorgeous. Anyway, you want me to start with number 5. Number 5, the Earth isn't necessarily orbiting the sun. Instead, both bodies orbit a barycenter. That's what it says. It's all one word. Barycenter. The center of mass between them. Thus, the sun doesn't just sit in the middle of the solar system. The barycenter of the sun and Jupiter isn't even inside the sun.
I did not know that.
I did not either. Now you do. Number 4, Marie Antoinette. You know this thing. Marie Antoinette.
Marie Antoinette.
How'd I mess that up? She never said. Do you remember what line she was famous for?
Let them eat cake.
Okay, here we go. Marie Antoinette never said, let them eat cake. The quote showed up in Jean-Jacques Rousseau's, how comes I always get these, autobiography Confessions, which was published in 1765. Marie Antoinette was about 9 years old at the time. No reference to her uttering the quote exists from sources dating to the French Revolution. It was pro-revolutionary historians that first attributed it to her. What do you think about that? Chicks right there.
I'd say that's pretty cool. If she was only 9 when it happened, she might have been having a birthday party.
She might have ate cake and said, "Let him eat cake."
And there were some hungry kids outside the door, and she felt bad for them, and she said, "Let them eat some cake."
Let them eat cake. Number 3.
It was a good thing.
They put 3 of them in here. The Great Chicago Fire of 1871 killed over 300 people, left 100,000 homeless, and destroyed nearly $200 million in property. Huh?
Okay.
Those were 1871 prices, $200 million in property. That's went up quite a bit. Anyway, everyone knows it was started by one of the Catherine O'Leary's dairy cows kicking over a lantern in her barn, thanks to the reporting of Chicago's newspaperman Michael Aham. Years later, Aham admitted he made up the cow story. Oh, man, Miss O'Leary and her cow were officially exonerated 102 years after her death, and the true cause has never been determined. Anyway, number 2, here we go. Atlantis was first described by Plato.
That's what I've been told.
Plato was a fiction writer. Middle Earth does not exist either. Anyway, and the winner is... You ready?
Yes, sir.
You don't even have a drum roll. Anyway, here we go. That's pretty good. Menstruating women do not provoke bear attacks. On August 13th, 1967, two women were killed in grizzly bear attacks. Wow. With zero evidence, some speculated that it was because they were menstruating, and the myth stuck. A National Park Service study, however, states that there is no evidence that grizzly and black bears are overly attracted to menstrual odors. There you go. That was the winner.
How about sharks?
I don't know. Remember that tampon commercial I sent you where the shark comes out?
Yes.
That was epic.
Best commercial ever.
That was epic. Oh, well. We're at 7:43. What do you say, brother?
I say it's time for something maybe in the news, Sean.
You said it, guys. Wait, I didn't do it. G&D show in the news. It's always fresh. It's always exciting. It's hot. It's new. And it's straight from the G&D show vault. And it starts right
now.
Wow. out. Take a breath.
I was feeling excited, Sean.
You weren't even queued up ready for it. I figured all that talking I did, you'd be queued up for it.
Who, me?
Yeah, you weren't
think
queued
I'm
up.
ready to do this?
You're not.
You think I'm pandering for time right now while I look up the story?
Yeah. Anyway, Huffington Post weird news. I'm going to go first. Man urinates on passengers during JetBlue flight.
I knew you'd like that one.
That's it. You should see this guy, too. He's happy about it. Anyway, Portland, Oregon, guys. This comes from the Associated Press and Huffington Post. Thanks, guys. An Oregon man is facing charges after authorities say he urinated on passengers on a flight from Anchorage to Portland, Oregon. Anyway, KOIN-TV reports that 27-year-old Jeff Rubin was arrested early Friday after JetBlue flight number 47 arrived at Portland's International Airport. A police report says passengers and airline employees told officers they're extremely wet. No, I'm kidding. I made that up. The airline employees told officers Rubin had been sleeping for most of the flight. About 30 minutes before landing, he stood up and began urinating through the crack between the seats in front of him onto the passengers sitting here. I would actually pay somebody to do that to you. Next time we're going to a gig or something, I'm going to pay the guy next to me. Say, listen, I'll give you $20. Huh? Can you imagine? You'd be like, oh, hey. Anyway.
I might say more than that.
Yeah. The report says he lost his balance and fell backwards, spraying urine on passenger seats and luggage. Rubin spent about 5 hours in jail. He faces charges of criminal mischief and offensive littering. Rubin did not immediately respond to a message seeking comment. Can you imagine that? Ladies and gentlemen, we're on our final descent. Please don't get your cell phones. Hey!
Hey, folks, I'd like to remind you that this is G&D in the news. That's weird news that Sean and I pick right out of the papers because we like the titles. We haven't read them in advance, so we don't know what they're going to be about. We just know we like the titles, and we're going to make a lot of mistakes. Every time we make a mistake, you take a drink. That's the G&D drinking game. That's right. We'd like to remind you that if you're listening to this while driving in your car, don't play the G&D drinking game. And if you're doing anything important like having to read an announcement before you start doing the news, please listen responsibly.
Or just do radio like we've done for 9 years.
Yes.
Wing it. Just wing it.
Hey, Sean.
I almost seen a T-bone today. They just probably listen to our archives. They don't listen. Hey, Nathan.
Hey, Sean.
What?
Fugitive monkeys caught.
Good.
Order restored in a Kentucky town.
Well, there you go, Kentucky. I'm just kidding. I love you, Kentucky. I was kidding.
Everybody thought they were baby big feet. From the Huffington Post, the monkey business is over. Officials in Kentucky say they have captured a fugitive monkey after the animal spent 2 days on the run.
Left turn, Clyde.
KYT reports. Sam Mullins told Lex 18 News that he spotted the monkey running loose on Monday near an institution in, have a drink, folks, Owingville. And they saw it again Tuesday in a tree on his property and called authorities. Local department, state police, fish and wildlife, and animal control tried to capture the long-tailed miscreant who remained, have a drink, on the lamb until, they should have said on the limb, until it being tranquilized on Wednesday. Yeah, they're gonna come back in the morning. What? Did I skip something there? Have a drink, folks. Yeah, they're gonna come back in the morning, Mullins told Lex 18 News after an unsuccessful attempt. Sex. No one knows what to do with a monkey. According to one neighbor, the monkey's owner, so see, it's not even escape from a zoo or anything, Sean. Were cleaning out the animal cage when he escaped. Tattoo markings on the animal's chest indicated that it was a previously in a breeding colony or research lab. April Torton of the Primate Research Center told WKYT Truton said the monkey will now live in the research center from this point on. This comes to us from the Huffington Post and Associated Press.
Oh, thank you, guys. This one comes from our friends at the Yeah, Associated Press, guys. Thanks for that. Tucson's UFO mystery revealed. Remember we was reading about this a couple months back?
Yes, we did.
Arizona's unexplained lights in the sky have finally been explained, but I'm not going to read it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. We've seen reports of UFOs that turn out to be balloons and others that are military aircraft, privately owned drones, Chinese lanterns, even birds, insects, and the planet Venus. Yeah, Venus. The mystery behind the UFO is a new one to us, but let's put it this way. If you were driving through the Catalina Mountains near Tucson early this summer, it could have been you. Our story begins on the 4th of July when Roman candles and also, I thought that was a guy's name. Roman candles. That's not good. That's not good, Nathan. I just lost my screen, buddy. I just lost my screen. How can I get this back? Let me know.
I don't know. Hey, why don't I jump to this story here, Sean? Do you still have your story?
No, but I'm going to get it up here.
Okay, let me just tell you this. I'm not going to read this story. I'm just going to talk about it really briefly because it's going on right here in Connecticut with me.
Okay.
Did you hear about the missing father and mother here in Connecticut? They own a garbage company, a waste company. Yep, it's something right out of The Sopranos, man. A missing dad texts his son. We've been going through this for like a week or a few weeks now, since beginning of August.
Yeah.
A owner of a refuse company and his wife went missing.
Okay.
They found the car in like a park and ride. They found some blood.
Okay.
The son was missing. They found the son hiding out at a friend's house, saying, he was worried somebody was after him too. So he was hiding at a friend's house, or kind of that's what they insinuated. Then the police got a warrant, searched the son's house, and this is a text they found between the father and the son.
All right.
Did you hurt mom? The dad. This is from the dad. The dad sends, did you hurt mom?
Oh, nice.
Son, absolutely not. Why would you think? Dad, I go home and get framed for murder. Son, oh, stop. Dad, I'm going to the police first. Son, okay, reason B and reason being. Dad, 7 minutes later, text was sent, are you setting me up? The dad sent a thing saying, are you setting me up?
Right.
Son, Dad, really, what are you talking about? Now, here's the follow-up on this, Sean.
Yeah.
They went to the son's house, found the house perfectly clean, but found a receipt from like a box store, like a large, big box store, for bleach, cleaning fluids, large disposal bags.
Okay.
Everything you can think of. So right now, the son has been arrested.
Okay.
On suspicion of murder of his father and mother. The human remains yet to be found. This is going on in like the town next to mine, Joe.
Oh, wow.
So we've been following this murder for a while now. I just found that text really interesting. Did you hurt mom? No, absolutely not. The final message is being, are you setting me up? Dad, really, what are you talking about? And then the dad goes missing too.
Okay.
And then the son runs and hides, and he's got every cleaning product you've ever seen used in a Sopranos movie.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah. So she's gone.
So's Dad now.
Oh wow. Well, that's what he gets for texting and driving. That's probably what happened.
He was driving. Oh man, maybe he crashed.
Hey, I went away from the news segments. I know you work hard on pulling those up each week, but I found this pretty cool. Most incredible discoveries of the week.
Okay, go ahead. I'm all for it.
Including a surprising find near Stonehenge.
Of course, people are still drinking when we make mistakes, so
that's true.
Be good there.
Hey guys, the UFO, by the way, in Tucson, are yeah.
What did it turn out to be?
Wherever it was, car lights through the trees.
Oh, see.
Kind of like the Gettysburg Ghost, remember? They got it on tape, and they were like, oh, man. Anyway, 5 most incredible discoveries this week. Meet our new relative. Deep within a South African cave, archaeologists uncovered the remains of a previously unknown human ancestor that stood about 5 foot tall, used tools, and may have buried its dead, just like us. Homo naledi. Homo naledi had some surprisingly human-like features, but there's fervent debate on whether the species should fall on the fossil record. Because they don't know. I don't know. Anyway, maybe they found a hammer next to him or something. I don't know.
Ah, maybe.
A monumental find near Stonehenge. This is interesting, huh? Are you ready for this?
Go ahead.
Anything found out at Stonehenge is pretty cool.
Always.
Anyway, guys, Stonehenge, here we go. An exploration beneath the grassy banks of the Durrington Walls, less than 2 miles from Stonehenge, detected what may be largest surviving stone monument in Europe.
Did they find the Pandorica?
We'll say yes. It has one historian proclaiming that everything...
Only the Doctor Who fans got that joke.
Yeah, see, I'm Star Wars through and through, baby. Anyway, it has one historian proclaiming that everything we know about Stonehenge may need to be rewritten. Uh-oh, that's a big one, man.
Mm-mm.
So they found a new rock.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, anyway. Blood pressure study may rewrite treatment. Health officials announced the potentially life-saving results of a study that could reduce the overall mortality rate of the U.S. The study, which looked at 9,300 people over the age of 50, found that doctors aren't aiming low enough when it comes to reducing blood pressure. The results were so strong, the study was stopped early. Wow.
Okay.
You can't drop it too low. Can't have too low blood pressure.
Yeah, definitely. Then you have more problems.
Too low, too high. Yeah, scientists say we've been lining up all wrong. Researchers have figured out the way to reduce wait times. Everywhere lines are found, from the DMV to Disneyland. This will help you out, Nathan. Unfortunately, their ideas are unlikely to ever be implemented because of because of people's unbreakable allegiance to the concept of fairness. Think last come, first served. Okay, so it doesn't tell us the way to line up.
Yeah.
What
the heck?
That's why the allegiance will never be broken. You guys don't tell it. Half of the U.S. adults have diabetes, or almost do. About 50% of adult Americans have diabetes, or prediabetes, a condition marked by abnormally high blood sugar levels, according to the JAMA study. For about 1/3 of these people, another surprising stat applies.
Do tell.
Glucose levels.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right.
Yeah. That is it, man. That is it from this week.
Hey, Sean, I've got a story here, but it's more of a joke, and it could get us in trouble. Should I do it?
Go ahead.
All right. Jericho the Lion, Cecil's brother.
Yeah.
Apparently having some tooth issues.
Oh, no.
They're having a lot of trouble getting to go to a dentist.
Again, PETA. We'll be after
Tonight is my war against PETA. So
yes. Your house is going to be smeared with, what do they smear with, paint? Or
the fake blood, yeah.
I was going to say lamb's blood, but that would be wrong. How has a man gone 12 years without bathing, Nathan?
I don't know how I saw that story. I thought you'd be interested in it because I wondered how long you've gone.
Yeah, I don't bathe. This comes from our friends at the News.
I know that's not true because I used to get calls from you all the time going, yeah, I'm in the tub.
I'm in the tub. What are you thinking about? Anyway, this comes from our friends at the News. A live bacteria spray meant to restore skin with healthy microbes erased by obsessive cleaning has at least one weighty endorsement. It used daily by a guy who hasn't showered in more than 12 years. That's what CBS Boston says anyway. David Whitlock, a chemical engineer who manages not to scare away friends and neighbors, helped found Massachusetts company Biome.
Have a drink, folks.
Yeah, drink, guys. Here's the bell. That's a hard one. I get all these hard ones, man. Anyway, in 2013, he founded this after making a surprise discovery about dirt. Soon after, a date asked him why her horse rolled in this stuff. Whitlock discovered that ammonia oxidizing bacteria, AOB, in dirt converts sweats urea and ammonia into good bacteria with anti-inflammatory properties. He also guessed AOB lived on the skin of our ancestors before cleaning products were invented. And he began covering his body with a mixture of AOB and water. Not only did his skin look and smell fine, but Whitlock says the mixture did wonders for his mental health. Yeah. Now on the market for $49, the odorless Mother Dirt AO Plus Mist, to be used twice a day, makes no health claims. Per Beta Boston, clients including a New York Times writer says it clears up acne and eczema and eliminates the need for deodorants and moisturizers.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, it's if I didn't get covered by chemicals every day, I'd switch to it.
Well, yeah, every day.
I gotta come home and wash the chemicals off, though.
Anyway, Demon Hunter, we're at 7:58. It looks like we're not going to get to Legend X.
We're not gonna get to Legend X, but we missed. That's 2 weeks in a row with no Legend X, Sean. But we'll save Legend X for next week because we gotta talk about Walking Dead.
I read your mind, guys. This is the original G&D show, Rot Talk.
Rot Talk!
This is where each week Nathan and I talk about that show we all know and love, that we actually changed the show time so we wouldn't miss an episode, The Walking Dead. Of course, right now it's off the air. We're waiting to come back next month, but in the meantime, tonight returns to the television screen, Fear!
Fear the Walking Dead.
There you go, Nathan.
Hey, brother, I'd just like to start off the conversation here by saying I know when the first episode came out, you said I wasn't really interested. Where are the zombies? I don't like that they're all fleshy. But come on, it broke off right in the first 50 seconds of the episode. You see a girl ripping somebody's throat out.
Yeah.
She's infected. It gives you the little bits and pieces that you need to know about how people were reacting to the story of this stuff going on. Everybody just kind of brushed it off, except for the few naysayers who were trying to prepare, who've probably been bullied their whole lives or were survivalists. They were trying to prepare for something like this. Then it goes into last week's episode where the virus takes full force. Now, you and I know from the Walking Dead series that if you die, you come back as a zombie.
Right.
But these folks don't know that. So, you get a little idea that the doctors may have some idea by them rushing people to the morgue, or in the way they said it in the first episode, this patient has to be downstairs now. So we got some idea that the doctors do know that if you die, you come back, but this information is not being spread around. Police are still trying to control the situation. However, in last week's episode, or the week before last, Sean, we did notice even the police were prepping for apocalyptic situations, loading their vehicles with water at the stores rather than dealing with police situations that were obviously going on at the time. Yeah. Our current heroes are separated at this point. The mother is at home with her daughter and drug-addled son, and the father is or stepfather, is with his original family, trying to get them across town so they can find someplace safe. However, they've been trapped in town in a barber shop with someone who really doesn't want them there. So where do you think it goes from here, Sean?
I don't know. I definitely am ready for it, though. I mean, it is amping up. I did give it. Remember that? I gave it 2 weeks. And the second week that it aired, 2 weeks ago, did not let me down. I mean, they came direct, the zombies. It's getting the Walking Dead scariness to it. And I think buckle your seatbelts. I think it's going to get more exciting tonight. Things are blowing up. Zombies are taking over, and we're finding out, you can't be out watering your garden.
Can't be throwing a birthday party in the front lawn.
Yeah, and they're still doing that kind of stuff. And that's so real because that's exactly what we would be doing. If you think about it, people would still be going to the grocery store. They'd still be trying to get the milk. They'd be going to the gas stations and all that stuff. But yeah,
I'd be loading the shotgun.
So
Sean.
I think tonight,
I'd be loading the shotgun.
I said last episode was make or break time. I say tonight is make or break time on the return of the Fear of the Walking Dead. Nathan,
Sean, just a reminder to our fans. Yeah, we're Walking Dead fans, but next week Doctor Who, folks. Next week Doctor Who returns. Less than a week to go. If you're a Doctor Who fan, tune in Saturday night and listen to watch Doctor Who, and I'm sure I'll mention it during next week's show. So.
Yeah, I think so. Be sure, guys, to stay tuned because after the break, Patrick H.T. Doyle, our friend, our buddy, our drinking pal.
I do believe Patrick is the most appeared guest on our show, Sean.
Do you think so?
I think he may be at this point. I mean, it was between him and Professor Slim King, but I think Patrick is squeaking out with more appearances now.
Tonight, he breaks the record, guys. Be sure to tune in. He breaks the record of most appeared guest on the GhostMan&Demon show. Our friend Patrick H.T. Doyle, author, adventurer, Sci-Fi Channel's Ghost Mine. And coming this month, he's going to tell us all about the new show. I can't believe he's got a new show. I'm so jealous.
Most prolific man in paranormal television.
Anyway, the new show, guys, Behind the Screams. He's going to be in house tonight. One of my favorite bands. Each week we play a new band, one we know, we love. We support the little man on this show. Tonight's band, Distemper. Name of the song, Blue Blue Night. Nathan.
GhostMan!
Or Demon Hunter. Shadow Nation. We'll be right back.
Небо звезды включает, только что-то не спится. Все вокруг умирает, чтобы снова родиться. Тысячи военных объектов вычеркнут новейшие карты, вырастут цветы и деревья во дворах заброшенных фабрик, высохнут кровавые реки, нефть заменит топливом мирным, войны прекратятся навеки, и бездомный пес станет смирным. Может быть, тогда будет лучше этот мир. Чистая вода, города без черных дыр. Может, в тот же час небо пальцем надави, выльются на нас потоки счастья и любви. Может быть, тогда будет нечего делить, и про холода можно навсегда забыть. Может быть, тогда на другой конец земли отвезут меня волшебных странствий кораблей. Каждый виновен, что мир так устроен. Каждый обязан видеть заразу. Люди микробы, копятся злоба, землю кусками режем мы сами. Синяя ночь молча наблюдает за нами. Синяя ночь, если не расскажешь словами. Синяя ночь молча наблюдает за нами. Синяя ночь, если не расскажешь словами. Между повседневным и вечным, армия почти позабытым, ненадолго хлеб обеспечен. Я хоть воевать не умею, как всегда попал в эпицентр. Снова жизнь повесит на шею смету за грехи и проценты. Как бы не хотел, но придется заплатить. Видно, мой удел под обстрелом мирно плыть в океане грез и бодрящего вина, что в ночном веселье утопить свой страх сполна. Как бы не хотел, но придется с этим жить. Я же не успел в жизни путь определить. Может, еще раз мне попробуют помочь. Беспробудно синяя чарующая ночь. Каждый виновен, что мир так устроен. Каждый обязан видеть заразу. Люди микробы, копятся злоба, землю кусками режем мы сами. Синяя ночь молча наблюдает за нами. Синяя ночь, если не расскажешь словами. Синяя ночь молча наблюдает за нами. Синяя ночь, если не расскажешь словами. Безобидно может быть и опасно, неизбежно истекающий срок. Совершение надежды напрасной, просто новый тюбик пасты зубной. Или полностью другой образ жизни, приближение мечты неземной. Долгий поиск выдающейся мысли, но почти всегда глубокий контраст между счастьем и подлой изменой. Как обычно будет тот, кто гораст из любого пепла выбраться белым. К сожалению, найдутся и те, кто всегда измажет белой грязью. Как смирять себе в такой суете, как не встретиться с какой-нибудь братью.
Hello, creeps. It's me, John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper. And you're listening to the Ghostman and Demon Hunter Show.
Hey, welcome back, Shadow Nation, to the one, the only, mystifying Oracle Radio, your Ghostman and Demon Hunter show. Hey, tonight's guest, he's a good friend of the show who has appeared in shows on the Sci-Fi Channel, NBC, and soon the Reelz Channel. Author of several books and star of the Sci-Fi Channel's Ghostmind, with a new show coming out this month, Behind the Screams. Shadow Nation, put your hands together and welcome to studio our good friend Patrick H.T. Doyle. Patrick, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, Sean? Good talking to you again.
Good talking to you. Good to have you back.
See, this time he's not driving across. This time he's not driving across the country, Sean. So,
that's true.
Yeah, this time I'm down in I'm in the man cave, whiskey in hand and ready to talk.
See, our listeners want to know. Last time you were on for like 20 seconds, I think the interview. Did you listen? Did you listen to it last time?
When you can. No, I'm trying to block that one out of my mind.
We kept calling your cell phone and listening to your.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, Patrick wanted to point out before the show started here that my Cecil and Jericho the Lion joke was too soon. It was too soon.
Too soon. Well, you know.
Too soon. But I would like to point out that if people were listening to me tell that story and didn't realize that it wasn't a real story until after Sean and I commented, you're not allowed to be angry because you didn't realize it was a fake story until after you were told. So
well, Patrick almost has as many followers as we do. Actually, he probably has more by now, so he's going to have a hate group going for us after this.
Yes.
Patrick, forgive us. Anyway,
that's
man.
the way you make it today, Patrick. It's not what you do, but who you make other people hate. It's
Okay.
Hey, big announcement. You probably already knew this, Patrick, but you are the leading champion with tonight's appearance of the most. What would you say? The most
appearances on the Ghostman and Demon Hunter show.
Yes, sir.
Really? I was just thinking about that yesterday. Like the first time we talked must have been, I want to say, 9-10 years ago.
It'd probably be about 9 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was like when the first Edgar Font book came out. I met you guys and we started talking. So I was just thinking about that yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, we read Edgar Fonts to the kids. You sent us some cool copies of that, and
I gave one of those to my niece. Yeah, we gave one to a listener, and yeah,
we gave.
There's big news with that one too. Like with the Edgar Font series.
There is.
It's been. Since I've been out in, I guess we call it the limelight of television,
stardom.
People have been kind of saying my name around certain circles and stuff like that, and the publisher heard about the story.
Yeah.
Loved Edgar Font and picked it up, and we're going to be coming out with Edgar Font, a whole re-release of 1, 2, and 3, and number 4 in the series comes out next, I want to say March.
Nice.
Wow.
Dude, you got to be like one of the most active people in the biz right now. How you got time to write books?
I don't even know how. I think I'm like a doppelganger somewhere, just kind of assisting me somewhere.
Plus, you always got a beer in your hand, so that's motivation, I guess.
Whiskey, man. Whiskey's better.
Oh, that's right. Well, I got your picture up right now where you're sucking down a cold Guinness.
Well, I do that too.
And you're hugging Chewbacca in the woods. Hey, nice costume, by the way, for your Bigfoot. What'd you guys not?
Good. You only have to see him from the back, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, I told Nathan we were taking the pictures down to load up the show tonight, and I said, Patrick's in the woods with Chewbacca. He must have ran to the Halloween shop. Guys, we need something quick. All they got's Chewie.
Yeah, just Chewie. Like it's off in the distance. You see the back, so I could see Bigfoot.
Some Star Wars freak said, "That's not Bigfoot."
Oh yeah.
No, some Star Wars freak was walking going, "I knew it was true. Wookiees are real."
Yeah, Wookiees are real.
Absolutely. Well, we were talking about how we didn't know if you wanted to talk about your steroid uses on this show because
don't do it. All natural.
You've gotten huge, man.
Yeah, high protein diet and just lifting heavy. That's like the secret. It's just diet and exercise. That's all it takes.
Lifting those checks from the networks.
Yeah, right. You know the deal with that. It's like
anyway,
those
man.
checks, like an infant can lift those.
Hey, you're already big. You're hot right now on the market, brother. Like you said, you was on the show 9 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, and then 5 years ago, and now tonight. And tonight, we're so proud because, I mean, you have literally went from the ground up, brother. When we talked to you, you said, hey, man, hold on to your hat. You ain't seen nothing yet. And, boy, you were right, and you're coming out at the right time with something brand new. It's Halloween. Fall's in the air. What's going down, brother?
Well, I think you led into it. You led into a little bit right there, but on the Reelz channel, starting on September 26th, is a new show called Behind the Screens. And I'm in the last 3 episodes because they're picking up some for the last 3 because those are all about ghosts and spooky stuff. And it's October, so we're leading up to Halloween. So I'm in those last 3 episodes. But what Behind the Screens is all about is we look at the true stories behind the movies that are out there.
Yeah.
So on the episodes that me and I would say Kristen's on as well, we're kind of looking at the true stories behind The Exorcist, The Conjuring, and Fire in the Sky.
Okay. So
It's
you're doing The Exorcist. That's a big one, man.
That's a big one, yeah. That's like a huge one.
And
if
now,
you look at the movie, if you look at the movie, I'll try to jump in.
No, I was just going
to
to say there that, Fire in the Sky and Conjuring, we were kids when that stuff happened, but it was in our lifetime. You moved to Exorcist, it kind of goes a little bit farther back. So that's a lot of research and work there for you.
I remember seeing Exorcist with my dad because he's a big horror film guy. So I remember seeing it with him.
But I mean the real story behind it.
Oh, but the real story, that goes even further back. And if you watch the movie, it's nothing like a real story. It's not a female. It's not spitting up pea soup. It's not the head spinning around. It's actually scarier than the movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I watched some stuff that documented what actually happened. It was I don't know how much you can say about. I mean, everybody already knows the story, right? About it was a young man, went to the church and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be able to visit these places?
Not this season, but we got our fingers crossed for a season 2, and if so, it's the possibility of visiting these places and kind of checking them out like firsthand.
Yeah, dude, this is going to explode. It's coming out at the right time for the market.
Yeah, I hope so. Like the first 3 episodes are actually pretty cool too, because it's on the 26th. So the show premieres on the 26th of September at 9:00, and it's the real story behind Psycho. Then the following Saturday, it's the true story about Ted Bundy, and then the following Saturday, John Wayne Gacy. So if you're a serial killer fan, check out those first 3 episodes.
I like that pause. If you're a serial killer fan.
And if you're a serial killer, check him out.
Stay away from.
Yeah, it was a really fun show to put together. So you get to see like the reenactments, and then you get to hear me and a bunch of other people just kind of discuss our thoughts and ideas about what actually happened.
Well, and you remember, because you used to attend the conferences with us way back when Sean and I were on the conference circuit. We're going back to the conference circuit this year, but
oh, cool.
You remember it was always kind of an unwritten rule that when it came to like the Exorcist story, which occurred in 1949, you didn't ever mention the young boy's name.
Still don't.
Yeah, it's an unwritten rule, folks. If you're attending a conference, you don't say the name.
Nope. Even on this show, you will not hear the real kid's name.
Why? Well, I've never heard that.
Oh yeah, Sean. It was it's kind of one. It goes back to one of the original rules that whenever something affects a child, you don't even when that child's grown up. If they don't come out and speak about what happened to them, you don't use their name.
Okay.
And 2, because of the veracity of the case and how big it grew over the years, it's kind of considered bad luck to mention the name.
Yeah. And plus, that kid, he doesn't want to be hounded by the press and all that.
Yeah.
He's moved on. He's become a success. People know who he is, but he doesn't want to be remembered by being the Exorcist kid.
Right. Now, in the past, Patrick, we've had, and I know you know Miss Perrin, Andrea Perrin.
Yeah.
She's came on the show. And, of course, she was the oldest daughter from the Conjuring show, from the Perrin family that went through that stuff. Now, that house where that stuff happened, there's been a huge write-up. We read the stories on, they've went nuts about the paranormal people trying to intrude on their privacy and everything else. What kind of heat you think's going to come out with this? I mean, they went nuts, man, when the movie went out, and now there's going to be a breath of fresh air with Behind the Screams, kind of. You think you'll take any slack?
No, because the great thing about the show is it's like total respect for the families and the stories. We're not telling anything new. We're not digging into their personal lives. We're just telling the story that they put out there.
Okay.
So, parents, she actually put a book out of the true story behind The Conjuring. So we're just following that book that she wrote. So it's more paying respect to her story and just basically getting the truth out there behind the movie. Because a lot of people watch these movies and go, "Oh, based on a true story, it must all be real."
Right. Yeah.
Yes, because we all know when the movie Annabelle came out and it said based on a true story. The true story was that somebody was at the end when somebody bought the doll in a shop. It's
yeah. So it's all done with respect. So the families should be very pleased with the show.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you've got all these books out right now. You actually had, oh gosh, what was the last one? You did Next Stop Earth.
Yeah, Next Rest Stop Earth, which was the science fiction adventure one.
And then you had the one on the zombies, and the name escapes me. I'm sorry for my bad hosting here. I had it pulled up.
It's called The Ghost of Zombie.
Okay.
The Ghost of Zombie.
Where's our free copies? I said, where's our free copies? We're not on the payroll no more, man.
I'll send you a couple copies.
Yeah. Actually, after Next Stop Planet Earth, I was waiting for the sequel on that.
Yeah, I'm talking about the new publisher that just picked up Edgar Font, and we're talking about the other books, because they love all the books. After they read Edgar Font, they read all my books, and they said, yeah, these are good too, but let's focus on Edgar right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I already have an idea for the next installment of Next Rest Stop Earth.
Yeah.
But, yeah, everything's and Ghost of Zombie is doing really well. Just like a really quick synopsis of that one, that's it. That is, imagine you died, and you became a zombie and a ghost at the exact same time. So you got your body and your soul.
All right.
So Ghost is ready to just split. He's like, I'm ready to go haunt some stuff and do what ghosts do. But then he sees a zombie body doing stuff that he would never do in lifetime. So he's got to tag along with the zombie now to make sure he doesn't get into trouble.
What an idea, man! I thought about that before. I thought, what happens, if the ghosts and stuff of these zombies are looking at themselves, going, "Oh my God, I'm eating people."
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's that same premise.
And it gives you that image of, what if this happened to you? Zombie story kind of thing. Third person watching themselves be the monster.
Yeah. It's we were talking about before I came on there. It's just being in the right circles, talking to the right people, and getting these shows and stuff. I was just at Dragon Con. I was just hanging out in a green room area, and a guy just started talking to me. And it turns out he was on Stargate Atlantis.
Okay.
So I didn't watch.
Oh.
Yeah, nice to meet you. That kind of thing. And he says, "What do you do?" And I said, "I wrote these books." He said, "Oh, what's that Ghost and Zombie?" So he says, "I love it. My wife is the producer. She might love it."
Oh, God. Another break for the great Patrick Doyle.
So it basically comes down to this. It's when you meet someone, don't be an a-hole. Be nice. Because you never know who you're talking to, and you never know who they're associated with.
We're doomed, Sean. We're doomed.
With you alone. Yeah. Jeez, Pete. No, we kept Patrick. We brought him on, see, from the ground floor. Where's our role here? When are you going to get your series going and say, a Ghostman&Demon Hunter show's got to come in with me? What's it?
Well, okay, I got to have my own theory first. Right now I'm just joining in.
Yeah, we know how that goes, too. Yeah. Well, you're doing so much stuff out there. Not only are you doing the TV, but you're an adventurer. So you've been out on the trail of some monsters, man. Bigfoot, things like that. What else have you went out hunting for?
I just get out into the wilderness whenever I can. I mean, I just love it out there. Just like minimal gear. Just if I have to like make fire from scratch, like I bring like lighters and matches and stuff like that. But first, I just try to make the fire like with flint and steel. So I try to like really rough it out there. I love being out in nature and just whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. Now you're a huge fan, and we're going to jump around here because ADD's kicking in, folks. But you're a huge
ADDJs.
That's it. You're a huge fan of B films, B horror films to be more exact. What's your favorite?
Oh man, that's me tough questions.
We're getting in the real side, folks. The real side of Patrick Doyle. You got to have a good...
The secret to that, Patrick, is you're supposed to say, wow, that's a good question, so you can pause for a second while you think of the answer.
Yeah, I am trying to think of it. I can't think of it.
Yeah.
I can't even think of the name of it. I'm picturing the story, like, the names are so terrible. It's like the creature that did this from here, or the monster from that place on this planet did this thing.
See, for me, favorite B monster movie would actually be Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price.
That's an easy one.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of his later films. Didn't get a big publicity, but it was the original I Am Legend story put out there.
Yeah.
I like being the worst ones. I like B negative movies.
The C-list.
I like the ones that are so bad you're just like, everyone, at least an hour in, you're like, what the F am I doing?
Right. So,
you keep watching them.
Like the Plan 9 from Outer Space, man. Ed D. Wood. Yeah, Ed D. Wood. I don't know.
Yeah.
So do you get into the Grindhouse? The Grindhouse and stuff like that?
Not too much, no.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I like more like the creatures from different worlds and like stuff that's crawl out of the swamp and those types of B movies.
Okay. Now moving on. Your favorite pornographic movie title? We got to do it.
Again, tough question to answer.
Oh, there's so many good ones to pick from.
Yeah.
Like Harry. That's terrible.
We start alphabetically or by genre?
Go through the alphabet. Anyway, you're out there, you're buff, the girls are going nuts, you're on TV. There's I would say the name of the other dude that's running around flexing, but you're not flexing out there. You're actually doing the work. You're doing these shows. People they were so upset about GhostMan, man. What happened?
That was a sci-fi thing. That was season 3 was all set up. For the people that saw season 2, you saw that Kristen and Stan went to Arizona. They had the mine. We were signing contracts there. Everyone is all amped up to go. If you watch the last episode of season 2, we were all talking about, okay, see you soon, and I was going to be in Arizona. All the contracts on the desk of the CEO of Sci-Fi. He gets fired, along with everyone else in management.
Yeah.
New crew comes in, sees Ghost Mine, goes, I do not like ghost shows, and just takes everything off his desk.
Yeah.
And if you notice, at the same time that happened, except for Ghost Hunters, every single ghost show got just wiped off the list there.
Yep. And people always say, oh, can't you just take it to Destination America travel? It's like, nope, the Sci-Fi owned Ghost Mine. They owned everything about it. Whereas Ghost Hunters, they lease the show. They just buy the episodes they want to air.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing I was telling you last year, Patrick. We were talking at some point, and Nathan and I went out to film that sizzle reel out in Manhattan. Yeah. We went to Sleepy Hollow, and of course that thing fell through. But
it was the exact same time. They wanted to pitch it to Sci-Fi, and the management changed that month actually that we were doing.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It was a quick change too. It was just like this stuff out, this stuff in.
Yeah, well, they're going to bring it back. But what's the channel, Nathan, that's picking up the slack on that? It's American.
Destination America.
Yeah, Destination America is picking up all the shows. Yep.
Yeah, that's the place to go right now. Anyway, getting back to what we were saying about B films, guys. Top 5 terrible titles, B films. Gourmet Zombie Chef from Hell. That's number 1. gourmet zombie show. Yeah. Number 2, Thanksgiving. Came out in 2009. Number 3, Santa's Sleigh. Yeah.
Oh, get it?
Get it? Number 4, The Ginger Dead Man. Yeah. Evil never tasted so good.
Is that about a redheaded kid?
Yeah. It's got Gary Busey in it. Gary Busey? Man.
It's a classic.
He's in a bad way. $20 to get in that movie. Number 5, last but not least, Chopping Mall. That was it, guys.
Oh, and Santa Claus versus the Martians. No one conquers the Martians. Nowhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. There's a big film coming out this, you got the, since you're a sci-fi geek, Star Wars Force Awakens. What do you think about that? You excited?
Yeah, I was just looking at some toys at the store today. Didn't buy, just looked.
Oh, man. You got to collect.
Yep.
Got to get them.
Sean and I are arguing because I said I will not go opening week.
No, I won't go opening week either. I can't go with the giant crowd.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 2 or 3 weeks before I get in there.
Yeah, I'll hold out.
Anyway, on your fan page, you were talking about you're doing fighting styles. How long have you been doing that?
Doing what?
Learning different types of fighting, martial arts, stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. That's been, years and years. Probably about, how old am I now? Damn, I'm that old. About 18 years, different styles.
Right.
So what you're saying is we don't want to argue with you after a few drinks in the bar.
Right. He's Irish.
Oh, that's just because for being Irish, yeah, and just being like a little scrapper.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I've been going to Irish bars since I was like 5.
Only in America.
Got me up on the stool.
That's the way to do it. But Behind the Screams, it's coming out September 26th on the Reelz channel. You're excited about that. Is there plans for more work with them?
Hoping, yeah, just, again, be nice to everybody. Don't be an a-hole.
Right.
When you're shooting and when you're not shooting, when you're just walking down the street, when you bump into somebody, when you're just sitting across the table from somebody, be nice to that person because you never know who they are, who they're associated with. And
do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember that show? I forget what channel it was on. Comedy Central. Nathan, I put that link on your page. Drunken History.
That's a great show.
Why can't we have a Drunken Paranormal?
We offered that, Sean. That was supposed to be the original Ghostman and Demon Hunter show Extreme Paranormal pilot, and they changed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys know, it's like every time you go out to like some convention or something, everyone comes up to you with a show idea. And Drunk Paranormal is probably the number one idea that's come up to me every time.
Yeah. Well, it's our idea. I'm claiming it.
Actually, when we were pitching storylines back when we were doing Extreme Paranormal, we had told them one of the things we wanted to do was find a bar that was legendary, like had a legend of the ghost harassing drunk guests. And we said, so one of us will just have to sit there and like every 15 minutes do a shot until the ghost gets pissed off at us and comes after us. And both Sean and I were arguing about who got to do the shots. You know, it was.
So there's already a flaw in the show right there. He's the drunk one.
Yeah, so you're still out in Oregon right now. You're traveling around in nature and everything else. What's next for the big PD, the Patrick Doyle, man? What do you got planned after Behind the Screams? You got the books?
What's going on? Yeah, so I got to work on number 4 in the Edgar Font series, so that one is coming up quick.
Yeah.
So I got to get that all written and drawn and put together. Other than that, just waiting on. We have something that's possibly happening. What we are in September now, so end of October, possibly happening. Like we talked about later.
Right.
So you will continue your reign as most visited Ghostman and Demon Hunter show by coming back end of October around then and telling us what's going on.
If you will have me.
Well, yeah, we're his favorite paranormal talk show. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, you had Kenny Biddle's book. You were holding it up, supporting it. Why haven't we got a Ghostman and Demon Hunter show banner with you holding it? Holding nothing but
because we haven't sent him one yet.
That's true.
Yeah, you got to send me one.
Well, he can print it off. He's got a computer. Jesus.
Sorry,
we're cheap.
I like Biddle more than you. That's
Oh man, that sucks, Patrick. You could at least lie to us on the show.
I know.
Anyway,
it's the truth. I'm sorry.
We're in the paranormal field. we're in the paranormal field here. The truth doesn't come into it, Patrick. It's
Oh, sorry.
That's terrible. But we
I
are.
lost my head there for a second.
We are his #1 show. Anyway, moving on. Patrick, now next year, watch Nathan. Next year he's going to come on with Drunken Paranormal, guys. I'm starring in it. He'll be like, no, everybody.
Yes, the original idea I came up with 5 years ago. I've been picking around.
Yeah.
I don't know what those two guys are talking about. They're a bunch of hacks and posers.
And we still won't get cast in it. Jesus.
Oh, come on. If ever they need drunks, it's us, Sean.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway,
Patrick, you're out there. You're doing everything, man. We love everything you do. You got Behind the Screens coming out September 26th. And the books are great for kids. What would you think your favorite thing's doing? Writing or being in the movies, the television shows?
Writing. 100% writing. If I could make a living writing, I would be happiest man alive right now. Because writing is my passion.
Yeah.
Now I got to ask you, Patrick, because I'm married to a writer. Are you one of these guys who starts writing the story he has to write, comes up with another idea, writes 3 other books before he has to go back to the other one, and it's like, man, this one's just so tough. It's
Yeah, been there. That's the Edgar Font saga right there. It's like I wrote 3, and then Next Rest Stop, and then Ghost from the Ground Up, and then Ghost of Zombie, and now I'm doing Edgar Font #4. So yeah, I think that's probably every writer.
It just drives me crazy because I'll walk in and be like, honey, did you get that job done the publisher wants? And she's like, no, I had another idea. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah, that's the life of a writer right there. It's like, because you're writing something and you come up with an idea, you try to like work it into your story you're working on. It says, no, it just doesn't fit there, but oh my God, this is a great idea. I have to work on it over on this side.
Yeah. Well, Patrick,
that's the way it works.
So you got all that stuff coming up, brother, and I know we're running short on time, and you've already said what's next for you. Where can our fans, where can the listeners find out more about you, Bob?
Well, yeah, I got 2 conventions coming up since we brought up conventions. I got the Belvoir Winery in Liberty, Missouri on October 16th. And that's a big one because we got Amy Bruni, we got Adam, we got Kristen, we got Jay, we got a bunch of people from Ghost Hunters International. That's a huge convention that's happening there. And Tombstone, Arizona, which I'm really excited about because that's on my bucket list.
That sounds exciting.
On November 6th. But if you need to find out where I am, what I'm doing, just if you have a question for me, want to contact me, just find me on my Facebook page, facebook.com/PatrickDoyle.GhostMine.
So it's October 13th in Missouri. November when?
October 16th in Liberty, Missouri. November 6th, Tombstone.
Tombstone. And your webpage again?
It is facebook.com/PatrickDoyle.GhostMine.
And when are the new episodes of Behind the Screens coming out?
The Beyond the Screen comes out September 26th at 9 o'clock. The episode that I'm first in is October 17th, and that is a Saturday.
All right.
There it is. I tell you what, brother, we love you. You know we're here for you. We'll always support you. So just let us know what's going down. We'll be following you closely. I think big things are going to continue to happen for my man, Patrick Doyle.
Yeah, love you guys, and I always thank you. And I'm going to call you later about the other question you asked me about.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, stay on the line 1 second while we close out the show, can you?
Yeah.
All right, brother. We love you. Nathan, what do you say we pay the bills, man?
It's that time, and people want their money.
That's it, guys. Keep your eyes out for Edgar Font's Hunt for a House to Haunt. That's coming out. And, of course, Behind the Scream, September 26th. You guys don't want to miss that, huh, Nathan?
I would say so.
Absolutely. Guys, special thanks to all our homes, all our sponsors, Stitcher, Smart Radio, Planet Paranormal, Action Audio Apps. Hey, are you listening? They want to know, so check them out at actionaudioapps.com. Midnight Syndicate Creative Commons.
I'm listening.
Yeah, Midnight Syndicate Creative Commons and Free Music Archives. Thanks for the tunes. From the haunted back... you already messed me up. From the haunted back roads of America, this has been another exclusive G&D show interview with our man Patrick Doyle. Don't go changing America. You know we won't. Demon Hunter.
Because we love you.
Night, guys.